One of the challenges you may face during an automation project is to create a universal keyword that will be available to you whether you are using one scenario or another, and that is exactly the subject we are going to talk about today, and that is creating conditions so that you are sure that one keyword or one specific scenario can be applied to multiple objects, to multiple situations, and so on. And for that, I have created today's exercise. So what I've done is to create an Android 10 emulator exactly the way I created the Android 9. So by going to Android Studio, choosing to create a new emulator, and instead of Android 9 as an operating system, I chose Android 10. Now the reason why I did this is to show you that the application we are trying to automate, so Chat21, is different from Android 9 to Android 10. We have two pop-ups that are displayed on Android 10, and we can no longer use the OpenChat21 application keyword that we created the last time in this specific format. So let me show you first what I mean. So we have here the initially created the test case, the login test case that opened the application, signed in with the first user, logged out, and then signed in with the second user. If I repeat this scenario, so robot -d output, and then tests /login.robot. All right, this is something I tested before. First of all, I need to, don't forget to open up the Appium instance. So I will choose Appium. My session is okay. So now I'm going to launch the test. Appium is also started, and the application should be run right now. So this is the problem. The fact that on Android 10, you have this window that is displayed to ask you permission for storage. And then if we move closer, if we move further, we have another window that will inform you that this application was built for an Android version lower than Android 10. So our goal is to keep this OpenChat21 application keyword to be universal between Android 9 and Android 10 without having to modify the existing test cases. So what we are going to do first is to open a command prompt, and you guessed it, we are going to open up UI Automator Viewer. First, we are going to inspect the page, and we are going to take the locator for this button. So this is a button with an resource ID that is _id/continue button. So I will take this, I will go into my resource file, and I will create here a new section called Android 10 variables, because this is a section that only applies to an Android 10. So I will give it a name like Android continue button. Let's just let's call it Android 10, continue button. All right, and I will say ID equals this thing. Now this is the way to declare your variables, and this is the way to inspect your interface. If you don't know how to do that, I have a dedicated video on my channel for this particular UI Automator viewer that is called How to Get Interface Elements. So if you don't know how to do that, you can go ahead and watch that. Okay, so after this pop-up is displayed, I will click the continue button, and then we have this pop-up that says this app was built for an older version of Android and might not work properly. So we need to also click on the OK button that also has a locator that can be found with UI Automator viewer. And this time I don't have a good enough resource ID, but I do have an element that has a class of Android widget button and the text of OK. I will copy this. I will duplicate this line and I will call it Android 10 OK button. And this will be an XPath with Android.widget.button, where text equals OK. I will save this, and after clicking this OK button, everything is the same as it would be on the Android 9. So if we want to reuse this OpenChat21 application without any argument and without having to modify our test case, we must make sure that is compatible with both Android 9 and Android 10. So first, what I'm going to do is to create a keyword that will bypass the two pop-ups. So I will call it bypass Android 10 alerts. And what I will have here is wait until page contains element, Android 10 continue button, click on that Android 10 continue button, then I will have a wait until page contains element, Android 10 OK button, and click on the same button. Alright, now I have the keyword that is going to bypass these two alerts and will take me to the login page on Android 10. But how do I actually implement this in my existing keyword? Well, for starters, we have two options of doing that. One is a bit more complicated and one is simpler. I will show you both, but I will only implement one. So the first option that came into my mind, let me just close this because I don't need it anymore. Okay. So the first option that came into my mind was to identify the operating system of my Android emulator using an ADB command, and then use that information in order to bypass the alerts. And the way I could have done this is to run an ADB command. So it's ADB shell get prop from get property row.build.version.release, and this would return 10 for my Android emulator version. So I could have a condition saying that if you run this command and the output is 10, you know you're on an Android 10 device, so you are going to execute the keyword to bypass the alerts. The problem is that once I get into the two emulators test case, so that is something we are going to do in the next series. We are going to have two emulators in parallel, one with Android 9 and one with Android 10, that are going to communicate with each other. With ADB shell, I must give it the ID, so ADB devices. So you see, right now I only have one device connected. It's emulator 55554, and when I will have two emulators, this command will no longer work because I will have to specify for what emulator do I run the shell command. So it will be ADB -s, this emulator ID, and then shell get prop row.build.version.release. So this will force me to give an argument or a variable to my OpenChat21 application, and I do not want to do that. Instead, I will choose the other option that is also simpler. When I open up the Chat21 application, I will check whether if the Android 10 continue button, so this guy right here, is displayed or not on my page. If it's displayed, then it means I'm on an Android 10 emulator. If it's not displayed, it means I'm on another emulator and I will continue my test. So the way I'm going to do this is to create a condition at the launch of my Chat21 application. So I will say alert, so I will declare a variable, and I will say run keyword and return status. Okay, and I will say page should not contain element Android 10 continue button. Now, if you are not familiar with conditions in Robot Framework, I will have a dedicated video on that on my channel, but for now, this is translated like this. So, you tell Robot Framework to run the following keyword and return a status. The status can be true or false. If the given keyword succeeds, then the result will be true. If the given keyword will fail, the result will be false. And the result of this particular run will be put into this variable that I have right here. So in my case, I will run this keyword, page should contain element Android 10 continue button. That will deliver a true result for Android 10. So my variable called alert will be equal to true. When I will run it on an Android 9, this will be this keyword will fail and it will return result false. So right now I'm interested in telling Robot Framework, well, if you have run this keyword and the result was true, I want you to bypass the Android 10 alerts, and then you can carry on and execute the test in the normal way. So I will go run keyword if okay, so I will say if my variable called alert is equal to true, be careful that this is case sensitive, then I want you to bypass Android 10 alerts. And for the case where alert is equal to false, I don't have to do anything. All right, let's run this and see the result. So the test has started. The application will be open. And something is not working. Okay. So, yeah, because I've put here the exact opposite of my condition. So this page should not contain element Android 10 continue button is actually going to be false. The result is going to be false because my page contains this element. So I will modify this so it's false. And now let's run it again. All right. And there you have it. The Appium just bypassed the initial screen, and we have a successfully launched application and a successfully done login. And I did not have to modify the initial keyword that was OpenChat21 application. If we take a brief look at the at my log, so here I have the test, here I have the chat21, and if you look closely into your log, you should see that this has returned the value for alert equal false. So page should not contain element, but my page did contain this element, so the result for this keyword was false. This result was put into this variable, and then I told robot framework, well, if this keyword is false, you should execute the bypass Android 10 alerts keyword. So now this is a keyword that is going to work with both Android 9 and Android 10. Okay, that's it for this video. In the following sessions, we will develop our projects to execute parallel testing between two devices. We will create conversation between two users. We will log in with the two users on two devices, and then we are going to send messages from one device to another. Hope you found this session interesting. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next session.